Dear beloved viewers, welcome back. Before we took a break, we were discussing the question of whether a Muslim who is lazy on his prayer, lazy on her hijab, lazy on avoiding sins, and so on, can he or she be given zakat? We had seen the two views with regards to that, and as I was about to end or take the break, I say that the priority should be given to a good Muslim, a Muslim who is practicing, a Muslim who is aware of his religious teachings and tries to live by it. This is the position that I will urge zakat giver to adopt. The other question relating to giving out zakat is it money or commodities? Okay, because there are different categories of zakat givers. Some of zakat givers are in business, okay, and the zakat period comes, maybe they don't have money, or they have money but they have goods and so on. Is a trader who sells cement, for example. He's a distributor of cement and calculate his zakat. Now the question is, should he give money or should he give cement? Also for livestock keepers, okay, should he give a livestock or should he give the money? What about those who are involved in agriculture? Should they give the produce or should they give the money? So this question needs to be also addressed, and the position of the majority, that is Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik and Ahmad and other scholars, says that zakat giver should give zakat based on the kind of wealth that he owns. So if you are giving zakat on cash, then you will give cash as zakat. If you're giving zakat on agricultural produce, you will give the produce, you'll give the commodities. If you are a trader, you will give the goods that is worthy what you need to give. If you're a livestock keeper, you will give the livestock. This is the majority view, but Imam Abu Hanifa and Sufyan al-Thawri say that it is not a must to give the goods, but you can give cash. You can give the equivalent, the value of these items, that is in cash, rather than giving the items themselves. So you can see here the majority's view and the view of Imam Abu Hanifa, and really sometimes circumstances will necessitate to give actually cash rather than give item. But say for example, this is a trader of cement, and his period to give zakat has fallen due. Will he give cement to the poor people? Will that fulfill the objective of zakat? Because this is the question that comes out of such issues. So circumstances at some time will necessitate to give the goods rather than cash. But as we have seen, the majority view is that you should give zakat based on the form of wealth that you have, and this is to be on the safe side. And if the person that you give the goat, he doesn't want the goat, you can buy from him. You can buy from him and give him cash, provided you buy at the market value. You don't over bargain and give him a few or lower price compared to what is worthy. So to avoid being in the to avoid this to be on the safe side, I think you should give, I'll go with the majority view, should give based on the kind of wealth you have, and the poor person can sell it. Once you have given, if it is the cow or the camel or the produce, and he wants cash, he can sell it to you, and you give him the market price for the goods you buy, and he gets the cash. This is a mechanism that can be adopted to be on the safe side among these two views. The other question is with regards to giving zakat mistakenly. You have done a mistake, because we have discussed about this topic in detail, about calculations with regards to distributions, those who are deserving, and so on. Suppose you had done a mistake. You recognize that you did mistakes. There are a mistake with regards to paying zakat. So there are those, for example, who haven't been paying zakat at all. And there are those maybe who gave the wrong categories of people. There could be mistakes in one way or the other. We will simply discuss a few of these mistakes rather than going through all of them. So if the zakat giver gave zakat to undeserving categories, okay, you gave zakat, but now you realize that the person you gave zakat was rich. Okay, it was a rich person, or you give zakat to your son. Okay, what happens? Abu Hanifa says that is okay. You don't need to pay again zakat. Whatever you have paid, you have already done it. Okay, just don't repeat again in future. But whatever you have spent, you have spent. You don't need to pay again. Other scholars, Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmad, and Imam Malik, says that whatever you gave is not considered as zakat, so you will have to repeat. You'll have to give again. So whatever you gave is not considered that you have fulfilled your obligation on giving zakat. So that's just a sadaqah. So you have to give again. You have to give zakat to the deserving category. This is the view of the majority of the scholars. If you have mistakenly given zakat to the person who is not deserving to be given among the 8 categories, the majority of the scholars says you have to repeat it. You have to repeat it, and whatever you gave is just a sadaqah. It's not zakat. So this is the answer with respect to this question. Then the other related issue to distribution is giving zakat to a town other than your town, to a country other than your country. Is it permissible or not? I've taken the fatwa of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen on this particular issue, and he is very categorical that the best and the default position is you give zakat to your town. Okay, your business is in that town, your wealth is in that particular town or in that particular country. You give zakat in your locality. Okay, until if there is no one deserving in your area, you expand to your neighboring areas or neighboring countries to those who are deserving. But if you are living in a country, particularly in Western countries, sometimes the Muslims are mostly well-to-do, then you can transfer your zakat to the poor Muslim countries and give zakat to them. This is acceptable according to Ibn Uthaymeen, but it is not allowed to simply transfer your zakat from one locality to another without a genuine reason for that. Another ground that Imam Ibn Uthaymeen put forward for giving zakat to another town is if it is a relative. It is, if you adopt the view that you can give zakat to your relatives like uncles or aunties who are poor or needy, but they're living in another town, you can give zakat. You can transport your zakat to them in that particular town. So there must be maslaha that justifies you giving zakat to another town. But default position, zakat giver should give zakat on his town, on his locality, to the poor and the needy who are available on his locality. And if they are not available, he can go to the neighboring regions or counties or neighboring countries where there are Muslims who are poor and the needy, and give his zakat there. So it should not be done just without considering any maslaha with respect to that. The other question that might a little bit relate to the distribution is, what about giving zakat to a young man who needs to marry? Okay, he doesn't afford a dowry. Okay, he has a work, but he can't accumulate savings to pay for dowry. And as you know, our salaries in Kenya, in Tanzania, in part of the sub-Saharan Africa could be very low, or somebody has a business of which he cannot take out all his business capital in order to pay dowry. So he has his means of livelihood, but he doesn't have a dowry. Can we give zakat to the young people who wants to marry and meet all other criteria? They are committed Muslims, they have their work or they have their business. Only thing that they miss is dowry. Yes, according to Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, says yes, we can give zakat to this person in order to afford dowry. And he says that this is among the essential needs for our youth to get married, to preserve chastity of our young, and also to encourage the youth to engage in forming families. We can give zakat to a youth who doesn't afford to pay a dowry. So what is the responsibility of the recipient of zakat? You as a zakat receiver, what is your duty? What should be your state of mind when you are given zakat? Number one, you should know that zakat is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is something that Allah has given it to you. So you should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has decreed part of the wealth of the rich to be given to you. You should be very grateful for that. And in that regard, you should commit to your religion and to worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second responsibility is to pray to the zakat payer. Man sana'a ilaykum ma'rufan fakafi'u. Whoever does something good, you pay him. And if you don't have what you can give, you can pay. The Prophet said, pray for him. Fad'u lahu. You have to pray for him. So pray for the zakat giver to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to protect his wealth, to protect him, to protect his family. This is a responsibility to zakat receiver. Also, recipients are alerted that you should not receive zakat if it is coming from illegal wealth. If you know that this person is engaging in alcohol and is giving what he considers zakat, which is no zakat in this kind of wealth, but rather a Muslim should not deal with this kind of wealth, then it is encouraged that he should not receive zakat if he knows the zakat giver is engaging in illegal and haram business activity. But also, if you are given zakat that is more than your needs, okay, then you just take what fulfill your needs, rather than taking everything. So if you are a traveler, you have been given zakat that you think is beyond what you need in order to return to your home country, please return what is extra, rather than taking everything, so that others who are more deserving can be given that amount of zakat. Dear beloved viewers, we have come to an end of today's episode. Until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.